because nothing says mental health crisis quite like cutting all of your hair off. So this video is going to be my November reseller recap, a little bit late because of reasons. It's where I'm going to share with y'all what my net profit was on all the various platforms that I sell on, and also update y'all on my goals that I had set for the year of 2021 for this channel and my business. And at the end, I'm also going to talk a little bit about what's going on with me, because I had a messy Depressy, and I feel like some of you might want to hear about it and some of you don't. So because some of you don't, you just want to know money, I will put chapters down below so that way you guys can just skip ahead wherever you want to be at in this video. Welcome to the wall of accountability. I will say this is probably the most consistent I have ever been in my business. Because if you look there, you're seeing a lot of interspersed blue and red, and that is because I am just counting the items as new inventory when I list them, because at this point, all of it's unlisted and all of it hasn't been accounted for, at least what I'm processing right now. So, but you're seeing a lot of green. It is definitely the end of Q4. And let me close up here. All right. So I did about a third of the listings I did in October, but I also, well, I brought in about a third of the things I brought in October too. But again, this is all those books, which is why these numbers are so big. Still happy about that very nice number there. We're 69 listed, 69 inventoried, accounted for, and then I sold 85 items. So I listed a third of the items and sold like less than 20 less. So it's definitely, people are buying if you have stuff that they want to buy. So I'm very pleased with November, and it does show that consistency does pay off. And you can see here, like, I don't list very much, friends. I am actually a part-time seller. So let's go ahead and get started with my net profit. So this is after taking fees, cost of goods, and shipping out. So these are not my gross sales, these are my net sales, so the money that's actually going into my bank account for all the various platforms. Except for taking taxes out, because I do have a 9-to-5 job, and I actually just take extra money out from my 9-to-5 taxes to cover my reselling taxes or my business taxes. I'm not necessarily recommending that for you, but that's just what I do. So I'm going to start with my lowest performing platform and work my way up, and that would be Facebook Marketplace. I sold one thing on Facebook Marketplace for the month of November, and I made a net top profit of $3.84. The next platform I'm going to talk about is Poshmark. I made a net profit of $46.80 on Poshmark. And that was honestly from selling that one jacket for Thanksgiving. So that was very nice. Well, it's actually like two things, but the majority of it was that Michael Kors jacket. The next platform is Etsy. I made a net profit of $124.52, and as an aside, my Etsy store is shut down. I know I mentioned it briefly in another video, and I kind of cut out the explanation. This is Moxie, by the way, if you don't know. That's who's down here. So I hit the I've been on Etsy. Well, my store that I currently have has been on Etsy since 2016. They have had absolutely no problem both giving me money and putting it in the account, and then having and then taking money out of my account to pay for fees and stuff for the last 5 years. But this year I hit the 600 threshold, to where they had to do something with the government, and they wanted me to verify my information, and they couldn't find me. I put in my business information, and they were like, it doesn't match, we can't find you. And I'm like, I don't understand. So I tried twice and it didn't work. And so what I ended up doing is then just, okay, well fine, you can't find my business information and there's no way to upload documents on here. So let me try my personal information. And so I put in my personal information. They're like, yay, we found you. But they still didn't turn my store back on. And so then I emailed, well, I did the chat thing, and they were like, okay, well, we can't help you. We gotta send this up in support. And then I got an email from Trust and Safety saying that because I had tried it twice, they need to verify further information. So I uploaded my ID, my Virginia driver's license, and verified my bank account, and they're like, you need to use your exact name and your exact address. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I've put in everything. It hasn't, the information, my personal information has not changed in 5 years. So, I don't understand why it's not working. I have emailed back and forth with Trust and Safety 7 times now, and they won't turn my store back on. So I just told them if I can't get it turned back on, or we can't get this sorted out by the end of the year, I'm just saying goodbye to Etsy, because this is stupid. Like, tell me exactly what you want from me, and I will give that information to you. Also, tell me where the bloody hell you want me to send it to, because there's no place to upload documentation on Etsy at all. It just says if we can't find you, you gotta provide your supporting documentation. Where am I doing that? There's no place to upload those documents. So, and that's what I basically emailed them, because they just keep giving me the stupid, like, not actually reading my email and giving me the copy paste crap. And so my Etsy store is shut down, and I'm really pissed about it, if you can't tell. And they won't turn it back on. And it's been 6 weeks now. It's been off. So at this point, the amount of money I've made off of Etsy versus the amount of time I've spent the last 6 weeks trying to get back on Etsy, that balance has been met. And so there's plenty of other selling platforms that I can sell vintage on, and that is what I'm going to do. So no more Etsy, probably, because they have 1 week as of me uploading this video to turn my Etsy store back on. So and then my final platform, my best performing platform, I actually made a gross profit of $1,768.32 on eBay, which is the most I have ever grossed on eBay ever in a month. So that's awesome. But I netted $837.95. So that's why I'm trying to give you all my net sales, because the gross numbers always look way better than the actual net profit numbers. And most resellers share their gross sales and not necessarily their net sales. Well, here is my net sales. But I'm still really happy about that number. It's not quite where I want to be yet in order to be able to make this my full-time gig. But those numbers are creeping up, and that's what's important to me. I've reached the highest 90-day total I've ever had before. I'm well over $4,500 for a 90-day total. Again, that doesn't sound very impressive, but I put less than 10 hours a week into this business, including these YouTube videos. So I think it's pretty great. And then as far as my goals, I did set 6 goals for myself for this year. And that is, first one we met in February, which was to reach 1,000 subscribers here on my YouTube channel. And I ended November with 1,601 of y'all. So thank you all very, very much for still being here throughout this 2021 year. That's a lot. So thank you all very much. To go from I basically almost doubled my subscribers in 2021. And while some people might not feel like that's impressive, that's a lot. That's a lot. And I appreciate each and every one of you for watching this hot mess of myself. My second goal for the year was to get monetized, and we hit that in September. So thank you all again. That's all thanks to you watching these videos. Even when I take a lengthy break, which is the first time I've taken a lengthy break since I have set my new upload schedule. I had 491 hours of watch time. If you don't know, in order to be monetized on YouTube, you need 4,000 watch hours in a year. And so I had 491 hours last month. So I would also like to state that if you get monetized on YouTube, it's the same thing like if you get partnered on Twitch. YouTube and Twitch, once you become partnered and you have an agreement in place, they're not going to take that monetization away from you unless you violate their terms of service, or like you don't upload for like ever. So they do say in their terms of service, well, YouTube does in their terms of service, that if you do not upload within 6 months, they have the ability to review your account and possibly take monetization away. But if your videos are still getting views, they're not going to do that. If it's still getting regular views, or if it's still getting pushed out by their algorithm, they're not going to do that. There have been plenty of channels that got YouTube partnered that haven't uploaded in like years, and they still have monetization. It's still doing that. So just letting you know, once you get that monetization and that YouTube partnership, you pretty much have it, unless you do something really stupid and violate their terms of service. So they like snatch it away from you. The next thing is, in November I did do my upload schedule and I put out 15 videos, which is every odd day. So that's amazing. As far as my next goal, my fourth goal, which was to decrease my death pile, I have not done that. Man, I have not done that at all. I started off this year so strong, and I'm doing a real heckin' bad job about this death pile. So I think that goal is going to carry on into 2022. And then I also had a goal of getting 500 listings in my eBay store, which is why my eBay has been performing well, because where you focus your attention is going to be what grows in your business. And I ended November with 478 listings. So I am definitely going to be able to end this year at 500 unless I sell an insane amount of stuff in the next week, because when this video comes out, it's the end of December. So very happy about that. And then my net profit goal, which is my sixth goal for the year, was to make $10,000 in net profit. And I am going to fall short of that. Now, I also wanted to say that because I got monetized on YouTube, November was the first month I got a payout. So it's the first time YouTube has actually given me money for my videos, for you guys watching my videos, I should say that, and then, you know, seeing the ads. And then for the September, October, and November, and then for $25 I had an AdSense from another channel that got their monetization removed when YouTube changed their guidelines in 2017. YouTube paid me $140.78. So that makes my net profit for this YouTube channel and my reselling business total $1,153.39. So I don't know if you guys didn't watch my live that I had with Melissa Vandridge, Thrifty Broad. I did talk about, in order for me to sustain my life and do this full time, I have to have a net profit minimum to cover all of my bills of $1,200. So I almost got there. Now I need to do that for at least a few months in a row for me to feel comfortable about transitioning out of my 9-to-5. And my net total, I should say, I'm at $6,300.25. So I'm 2/3 of my goal. Or actually 3/5. I'm sorry, maths. 3/5 of my goal for the end of the year that I haven't made yet. But as far as my messy Depressy goes, I'm trying to make it cute because it was not. My 9-to-5 job has gotten to the point where it's unbearable. I'm gonna try not to cry. It's very unbearable. For me, most of the time when I suffer depression, I also have ADHD, and my ADHD is impulsive and inattentive. So I already have a hard time focusing as it is, which is why I do so much stuff is in order to maintain some level of function by doing all the things, so that way I can do all the things, because if I just try to do one thing, it's just not going to happen. But when I'm depressed, I don't want to do anything. Like, even the things I love, playing video games, reading books, hanging out with my friends, eating, I don't want to do any of it. It doesn't interest me. I don't want to do it. Like, the thought of doing it makes me uncomfortable. It's bad. So, and it's despite, you know, I just listed off so many reasons to be thankful and grateful and happy. You know, if you work a 9-to-5 job, that's a third of your week is spent at your 9-to-5 job. And so a third of my week I am miserable. And it's gotten to the point this last month where it's like, despite having a wonderful relationship with a wonderful man, despite having beautiful fur babies and a healthy family and friends that I know love and care about me, my job is so unbearable. It's bleeding, the unhappiness is bled into everything else. So, that's why I mentioned about, like, going to reselling full-time, is because, like, I don't want to go into details about my 9-to-5. Let's just say that I work for an individual, like, if I make it to May 2022, I will have worked for this person for 10 years. Plus, you know, I've talked about working for Adidas before, I've talked about working for Nike before, I've talked about working other places before. I've worked for this person almost 10 years, and, you know, I've helped raise his kids. You know, I've made him an insane amount of money, and then to put me in a position where I am so unhappy, I think that's part of the reason why it's unbearable. The fact that I've done so much for this person, and to get treated like this sucks. So that's why I had a messy Depressy. Yeah, so, and then plus also, you know, when it gets cold outside and dark because it's rained a whole bunch, I also get seasonal depression, so that just kind of piled in on each other. I know, baby girl. So that's what happened. Things at my 9-to-5 are unbearable, and despite all of the things I have to be thankful and grateful for, like y'all, it was such a struggle to function at all. I just needed a break. I definitely need a break from this 9-to-5. And the thing is like, yeah, I could go get another job, but the fact that, like, I've worked for this person for 10 years and I've made this person so much money, and I thought we were friends, and for me to be that close to his family, and for me to be at this point, I don't want to work for anybody else. Like, the thought of going and getting another regular 9-to-5 job, like, I'm tired of making other people lots of money. I want to make myself money. And I feel like some of you would understand that. So I am finalizing my goals for 2022 to make that happen. I'm gonna have to figure out some processes to make that happen. But yeah, spoilers, not working this 9-to-5 anymore is one of my goals. So thanks for watching. Thanks for giving me the grace to take this last 10 days off. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas. I'm gonna probably cry for a little bit and then go back to the boys' house. So thank you all for watching. I will try to make my next video less emotional. So, bye! Bye. Bye. I realized I forgot to say anything about my hair. Part of the reason I was growing it out to begin with was to donate it. I want to at least do that one time in my life, so I cut it all off and have donated it to Hair We Share, which is a nonprofit organization that makes wigs for adults and children. So I wanted to balance my messy Depressy with doing something good.